When they tell you the bill is paid for, they're lying. Joe Manchin, if you're watching, you were right, Joe. You got this right. It's $3 trillion. So Joe Manchin was right. Now, what the hell are you going to do about it?
What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and buckle your seatbelts because stimulus just exploded. This is your stimulus and infrastructure bill update. Now, I've got some video footage that you are not going to want to miss, and this is all as a result of that update I gave you this weekend that we got those CBO scores that came out and said that the stimulus reconciliation Build Back Better bill, well, it's going to be a little expensive. Actually, it's going to be a lot expensive, and I'm going to share with you all the video footage of what is coming out, you guys. Now, also, we're hearing that Democrats are concerned because now it's looking like that one moderate centrist Democrat, Senator Joe Manchin, he might be voting in favor of delaying this, saying, you know what, this is too expensive, too much inflation. We're not passing this through. Now, take a look, you guys. Articles coming out like this today. Democrats brace for Build Back Better delay into 2022. Now, but wait. There's more. President Joe Biden jumping into action today, coming out 1 hour ago from the time of this recording. Very quickly, take a look at this. Manchin to reportedly meet with President Joe Biden as Democrats race to pass the Build Back Better Act. And it says Centrist Senator Joe Manchin will reportedly meet with Joe Biden in the next couple of days as Democrats race to pass the president's Build Back Better Act before the end of the year. And here's a quote. Biden and Manchin will speak about Build Back Better as early as today, a discussion that will go a long way towards deciding whether the $1.7 trillion package, the president's top legislative priority, can be finished before Christmas or it will slide into 2022. So you guys, I'm going to be keeping you up to date here on the channel as that could be happening today. And it's very likely we're going to be hearing a whole lot of activity on this as right now the Senate is supposed to be on recess, but they're staying past their recess time. They're staying overtime to get this done and get this stimulus reconciliation bill out the door to get these provisions out to the American people. So you guys, I will keep you up to date here on the channel as more information rolls out. But let's dive into the video footage so you can hear it for yourself directly from Lindsey Graham, the Republican stance, calling on Senator Joe Manchin to end this bill. So let's go ahead and get ready. But also first, just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support on that second channel, Steve Ram Finance, already 1.3 thousand subscribers. I'm really excited. I'm going to be launching that closer towards the end of the year. And if you're somebody that's interested in learning about personal finance and growing wealth, consider joining as well. I'll pin a comment down below. Just click the link, go subscribe. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be helping out a lot of people with personal finance. But you guys, right now, let's get you caught up on the latest economic news. And let's start off by smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. You can come join the viewing community totally free. Come be a part of the Ram fam. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. By far, best way to get a hold of me. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in so you can see this for yourself coming out this weekend from Lindsey Graham, letting us know that this Build Back Better stimulus reconciliation bill is going to be very expensive. It's going to add to inflation and calls for Joe Manchin to stop this bill. Take a look and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
On Friday, the CBO estimated the true cost of President Biden's social spending bill is not $1.75 trillion as advertised, but a staggering $4.9 trillion. Joining us now, South Carolina's Lindsey Graham, the top Republican on the Senate Budget Committee, who says the bill could be paving a path to socialism. Senator, welcome back.
Thank you.
You commissioned the Congressional Budget Office to project how much Build Back Better will cost over the 10 years, assuming that the programs that are in it, the spending programs that are in it, go on for 10 years and are not, as in the case with child care, just for 1 year.
Right.
The CBO found instead of adding $200 billion to the deficit, it will add $3 trillion to the deficit. But Senator, the White House says that's fake because if the programs are extended, they'll find ways to pay for them.
Well, give me a plan to pay for them then. President Biden said the bill was fully paid for. Vice President Harris said it was paid for. Schumer, Pelosi, Secretary of Treasury Yellen. The CBO says it's not paid for. It's $3 trillion of deficit spending. It's not $1.75 trillion over 10 years. It's $4.9 trillion. What does this mean? The House should revote. The vote in the House was based on a fraud. This bill doesn't cost $1.75 trillion. It cost almost $5 trillion. It doesn't add $300 billion to the deficit. It adds $3 trillion. There is not a plan to pay for it. If there is, I missed it. So give it to me. Give it to the American people. Before we vote in the Senate, show me how you pay for this bill. And you know why I wrote a letter to CBO? Because Joe Manchin came to me and he said, I think this bill is full of gimmicks, that these programs won't go away, Lindsay. And if you score them for 10 years, I think the bill will double. Well, it didn't double. It was almost 2.5 times. So I hope that this will be a showstopper for Build Back Better.
But in 2017, President Trump and all Senate Republicans voted for the tax cuts then that added $2 trillion to the economy. And in fact, you talk about budget gimmicks. It used the same budget gimmick there, for instance, saying that individual tax cuts were going to end in 2025. Here's White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on that.
The plan they proposed and passed into law, the 2017 tax cuts, were $2 trillion, which were not paid for in any way, shape, or form. That didn't seem to upset them at all.
Senator, does she have a point?
Oh, no, not really. I like giving money back to the taxpayer. I don't like spending more money than we did in World War II, and that's what we're doing right now. This bill, Build Back Better, is $5 trillion. It's not 1.75. It will add $3 trillion to the deficit. When they tell you the bill is paid for, they're lying. When Nancy Pelosi brought it to the House with a CBO score of 1.75, it was a lie. When she said it was $300 billion to the deficit, it's a lie.
Respectfully, what Jen Psaki is saying, and a lot of Democrats are saying, is that when President Trump and you
what's that got to do with anything?
Let me just finish. Passed the 2017 Trump tax cut.
Yeah,
that was a lie. It wasn't paid for.
No, what happens is you can't go beyond 10 years in terms of the budget window. We voted knowing that cutting taxes we believe would be good. I never said that cutting taxes. I voted for cutting taxes. I'm against expanding the government. They're telling you it doesn't cost anything, Chris. Well, the CBO says it costs $3 trillion. Joe Manchin, if you're watching, you were right, Joe. You got this right. It is a lie. It's $4.9 trillion, not 1.75. Okay. It's $3 trillion. So Joe Manchin was right. Now, what the hell are you going to do about it? If you say it's going to be paid for, give me the offsets. Do you raise taxes by $3 trillion? Do you cut the government by $3 trillion?
Let's talk about what's in the Build Back Better plan. Families in your state of South Carolina with 2 children, on average, now spend 21% of their income on child care. The Build Back Better plan would cut that to 7% of their income on child care. Pre-pandemic, 14% of children in South Carolina lived in poverty. By blocking Build Back Better, you'd end a child tax credit of up to $3,600 per year per child. Senator, just as a practical matter, won't that hurt a lot of families in your state?
As a practical matter, my families in my state are getting crushed by inflation. 6.8% inflation number came out Friday. It's the highest inflation rate in 40 years. So it makes your paycheck go less. It's crushing people who are working. So if you pass Build Back Better, it declares war on fossil fuels. It gives tax credits to buy electric vehicles made by union plants, which hurts BMW and Volvo. This bill, Build Back Better, will be gasoline on the inflation problem. It destroys the ability to extract fossil fuels. Gas prices went up 58%. The last thing I'm going to do is add more burdens to working families in South Carolina. And here's my message to the Democratic Party. Quit lying about this bill. They should revote it in the House. And Senator Manchin, you were right. I hope you'll stand up and stop this madness. We need to stop Build Back Better before it destroys this country.
All right, let me talk to you about another issue. This week, 14 Senate Republicans voted with the Senate Democrats to set up a process, not to vote to increase the debt limit, but to set up a process so the Democrats by themselves could vote to increase the debt limit. You were not happy about those 14 Republicans, the way this played out, and you blasted Senate Leader McConnell for setting the GOP up to, quote, get shot in the back. And then you said this, quote, it's pretty obvious to me that this will not be received well by the Republican faithful, including Donald Trump. Senator, are you that worried about former President Trump and his base?
What I'm worried about is that for 4 months, the Republican Senate said we would not lift a finger to help the Democrats raise the debt ceiling. We would make them use reconciliation, which is they can do by themselves, to raise the debt ceiling because that's the process they use to spend the money. At the end, we did not make them use reconciliation. We changed the rules of the Senate in a House bill. I don't like that a lot. I like Senator McConnell, but here's what happened. 70% of Senate Republicans voted against this, and every House Republican but one voted against it. What we did is promise one thing and deliver another. It was a mistake.
But, sir, I mean, in the end, the Democrats are going to end up raising the debt limit by themselves. All we're talking about here is setting up a process so they can do it. Is that really such a big deal?
It apparently was to every House Republican. It was apparently a big deal to 70% of the Senate Republicans. It's a big deal to me. The way we did this is we literally changed the rules of the Senate and a House bill. We did not use the reconciliation process. But here's my point. If we're going to be successful in 2022, we're going to have to work together as a team. And here's what I would say every Republican. If you want to be a Senate Republican leader in the House, a Republican leader in the House or the Senate, and you don't have a working relationship with Donald Trump, you cannot be effective. So I hope we'll get on the same page here.
Wow, so there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, we're going to be seeing what unfolds, and this likely could be all taking place today. Now, as updates roll out, I'll be sure to keep you up to speed here on the channel so you know what's happening. If Senator Joe Manchin does meet with President Joe Biden, we're going to see what comes out of that, and I will let you guys know right away. Now, also, we're hearing that there could be delays for this for the child tax credit. If they don't get this Build Back Better bill done by 2022, well, then there's going to be a delay. There's going to be a gap as to when parents that are waiting for those checks could receive them. Now, also, this bill currently does not have a fourth federal level stimulus check and unemployment extensions, two of the top provisions we have heard that fight poverty, and people really want to see those included, and they're not even in there. So we will see what unfolds with that as well. And we're also hearing there's supposed to be another stimulus reconciliation bill coming in 2022 as well. So a second one, and what provisions will Congress feel are necessary to be included in that? I will be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel with everything that is going on. And you guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I'll keep you up to speed in more videos upcoming. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash the like button if you appreciate the updates. Just takes a second. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining that second channel launching closer towards the end of the year, Steve Ram Finance, if you're interested in growing wealth and learning about personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, I hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.